Welcome back, folks, and we're doing Gneisenau today. Now, everyone's played Gneisenau, so we don't need to go over the whole long, detailed thing. And going forward, with stack lines, if it's an old chip, it's going to get a very small one. We're going to show you the pros and the cons. So, the cons of the ship are her secondaries. But starting from the top, real quickly, she does get icebreakers along her side. She gets pretty good armor. It is turtleback, so the odds of getting citted out is significantly lower. But you do have 26mm bow, so we pull the bow away. Technically, it can go through and citadel you, but not likely. You're going to take a lot of chunk damage on this ship. That's the main point. The guns are extremely trolly. They are so trolly, it's ridiculous. They did change it from the classic German dispersion a few years ago to the American dispersion profile. But American profile can still be very trolly. And you want to use this ship's speed. Because yes, you get a lot of secondaries that do good penetration damage. But you don't over-rely on these things. These things are more for harassing the enemy, keeping them at a range where you can comfortably engage them while not taking too much damage. These things do hurt still, and they are minutes. They will make ships run from you. So be aware of that. And you don't need the increased fire range, because increased firing range means more dispersion. More dispersion equals, well, less shots. So there is that. So don't take the dispersion. Yes, if you get up to the tier 9, you may suffer a bit. But at that point, you can just load HE, aim for the highest ships, and just burn. That's the easy way to do it. And then hope you live long enough to use all that health to push in and deal with those weaker targets at the end. But it really depends. Torps, nothing real special, only 6 kilometers. Like I said, you want to only use them when you're pushing in to finish off the target. But that's pretty much it. AA, or airstrike wise, she is vulnerable to subs. AA wise, without the upgraded hull, it is significantly lower, but not by much. You do go up to 6 kilometers though. There is that. That is still pretty good AA, and that is actually very decent. And the reason we say decent is because people underestimate German ships. But it will only be decent when you're facing a tier 6. Tier 8, you're screwed. In operations, you'll be fine. Actually, no, you won't be fine. I've seen Chikaku's from Raptor Rescue bomb Gneisenau's out of existence. It's still not worth relying on. The guns and your secondaries are your main bet. Cherry Blossom, don't even try. If you did a full AA build Gneisenau, then it would work. But we're looking at it from a point of you going from Gneisenau to Bismarck, not just Gneisenau in general. Concealment, it's not the best, even with, Concealment Expert. It's still 14 kilometers, so that's not great. Maneuverability is where it's at. I don't have the upgraded module, so you'll be doing about 30 knots with it upgraded. With the Brisk, you'll go faster. So for my captain setup, I went, repair party specialist so I could get my damage control and my heals off faster. Brisk, adrenaline rush, and concealment expert. After that, if you wanted to make it fully for Gneisenau, those 3 skills, that's 10 points, that's 21 points right there. That will suffice. If you wanted to take close quarters off and put emergency repair expert for the extra heal and the damage action control time, that would probably be my best guess for you. If you're truly comfortable and you think you can work without that heal, then go close quarters, for sure. But that is literally 21 point build. Now you can switch Brisk for Demolition Expert. I just like Brisk in general because it allows me to get in and out in certain operations very fast. And that's what's important. Now for if you just want to run it for just the lowest amount of credits without having to invest in the 4th slot, then just take main armaments 1 or auxiliary armaments, whichever build you're going for, gun build or secondary build. Damage control, of course, and then aiming systems. Yes, you could do this secondary mod 1, but the dispersion's so bad on this ship, you absolutely need this. Unless you're going to over-rely on those secondaries. But like I said, if you get in too close, it's going to work in your disfavor. So there's a lot of pros and cons to this ship. But I think the replay will show you a good way of dealing with balancing that. Hello and welcome back to Techline with Gneisenau. Now Gneisenau is a ship I've been wanting to bring you guys for a long time, but I just haven't had the ability to get any good footage. Now as you can see, we divvied up with Saipan, Alabama, Bayard, Flint, Z-31, and Volron and his Constellation. So 2 battle cruisers going in on this. And, you know, Volron and I are gonna talk a little bit about shit, let's be honest. But you've all seen Volron's, well, Saipan Unicum gameplay. That Saipan has a lot to live up to. And we will see if that Saipan actually does good. Let's be honest. Now, as you know from the build, we are running it with minimal modules and only like a 10-point captain. Mostly built for gun performance. So this whole line emphasizes gun performance. If you want to do secondaries, just go up the Schlieffen line. That line has no skill whatsoever. It is literally just push in and let the secondaries do the work. I'm sorry, but that is the Schlieffen line. You literally push in and the secondaries do all the work. This line takes a lot more micromanaging. The guns aren't as accurate. They use American dispersion patterns, so there's that. You get a nice 13K on that Nuremberg. If you shoot it from this angle, you can't sit it on the Nuremberg. You just got to get the right angle, which is, most players don't have that ability. So, I mean, that's unfortunate that most players don't. But I mean, it happens. Don't ask me how I didn't kill that fort. I have no idea how I didn't kill that fort. Now, Volron's coming in with me, so that's always a good sign. 2 battle cruisers, each with torps, each with decent guns and decent speed. Again, I'm not running hardly. I'm a stock Gneisenau. You all know I like to do my tech lines as challenging as possible. Because I'm such a decent operations player, I need to do something to make it harder on myself. So basically, I want to handicap myself. And see what I can do. Again, the whole purpose for Techline was to provide a way for players to grind these ships 6 through 8 and do it with as minimal credits as possible. Cap doesn't have a lot of credits. I imagine a lot of players don't have as many credits as I do. So Techline was designed for that purpose. It was to find a way to make it as minimal as possible, but to ensure that you still get the maximum amount of fun out of the ship. Now, the Z-31 did a phenomenal job. I know you guys are probably seeing that. He did a phenomenal job dodging all 8 of those torps. That was a good dodge. Really good dodge. And that is Gneisenau in a nutshell. Gneisenau and I, when we did her in randoms back in the day, she and I never did get along well.
Torpedoes, direct front. The ship is on fire.
Now we're gonna miss all the torps. We dropped torps to kill it, but Volron's secondaries pick it up. But not a bad, first match. We got about 31,000. It's not bad. But as you can tell, stock Gneisenau is a little bit of a pain to run. A little bit of a pain. So if you were gonna run it without, or if you're gonna run it with modules, I would recommend engine and then the hull. Because it is a battlecruiser. You want that extra speed. If you throw brisk on it, you're going to be a little bit more faster. You'll do probably I think it's 33 knots with brisk. 31 knots without it. So you're emphasizing your speed. And you want to maximize guns, because you only get 6 guns. Some people would do secondaries, but I'll be honest. Just looking at the size of the secondaries, there's not a huge amount there. Volron's already turning around. He's going to come with me. I'm heading out. The Z-31 is already going into position to kill the Gneisenau. So, there's not much that's going to happen until the reinforcements spawn. But as you can tell, the secondaries aren't bad, but you definitely want to manage or prioritize guns over secondaries on this line. And I mean, as you can see, Volron is talking a little bit of stuff. But we all seen Volron do this map in a CV numerous times. In some of the weirdest CVs, Saipan, Aquila. He knows how to answer. And I'm like, well, we now know the answer to if he was better than Volron. And he's like, I knew a bit sooner, smile. I like to get people to... But, we all know. And there are operations players that, aren't up to the par, like Volron, me, Rokatsuki, Forgotten Void, Vader. There's a lot of we're on a whole different league. I'm sorry, but like I've always stated, operations players are on a whole different league. As far as skill and just knowledge and just understanding the ships, let's be honest, some players are just better than others. It happens in randoms, it happens in ranked, clan battles, every bloody mode in this. There's no sense to... Operations are no different. And I'm taking a pretty good amount of damage. Volron's secondaries kill it. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a secondary build constellation. And I know the Fubuki can set me on fire. My only chance is to bounce that 12-inch shells on my hull. Or, sorry, 14-inch shells on my hull.
Problem solved, sir.
And we're just taking as much DD damage as we can get. Even when I'm angled, I still take like 6,000 damage. And the Bayard gets nuked by the Nuremberg. Oof, indeed. Maybe he just got it from the anniversary. Who knows? But if he did get it, we can't really dock him down because there's always a learning curve to every new premium ship you get. There's always a small learning curve. You have to understand how the ship plays, how the gun arcs work. There's a learning process. Nobody gets it right off the bat. I was gonna go for a broadside, and I thought, okay, I can go around the other side, but I realized, being a stock Gneisenau now, I don't have a great rudder shift. And I do try to turn out, but then I realize I can't make that turn. So I have to take Volron's torpedoes. I don't want to take his torpedoes, but I have no choice. I'm sorry, but I had no choice. It was either that or get rammed. And I honestly prefer to stay alive.
The second enemy reinforcement party is approaching.
That was not meant to be done on purpose. By far, no. I wanted to go around the other side. Had I been in another battleship, I would have went around the other side. But, unfortunately, no. We do get a nice 15K on that Nuremberg, though. Secondaries are going off again. I don't put much emphasis onto the secondaries. Because I know that the Gneisenau is primarily a gun platform. And we haven't reached a sufficient angle to where the AP bounces. But our secondaries do pick it up.
Problem solved, sir.
Sorry for that ding, it was breakfast time in the house. And Volron are going to catch these reinforcements in a crossfire. He's going one side, I'm going the other side, and that Fuso is going to be dead to us. And I'm like, go for the Baron, go for the Baron. And I think the Alabama realizes that he needs to kill that Baron. So he's turning off to not go for our reinforcements, but he's going to go kill that Baron. So that is really much appreciated. I mean, it's only 4 stars, unfortunately, but 4 stars is better than no stars, right? The Dunat Inner Haven is practically one of the ones you're like probably about 90% of the time you will lose, because everyone goes so far into the port to kill the transports, the battleships. No one goes north soon enough to kill that Nuremberg, and by the time you detect it, it's already in the area where it is gonna cost you that star. So it happens. There are just some things in operations now that you anticipate already losing. Like in Hermes, you always anticipate losing the carrier because it's better to complete the op than risk losing the op. Fuso shows up. Volron drops his torps. I drop my torps. I put a shot into it. Now it's 20K. Plus my torps. Torps clear the Aoba. My torps hit it. Now it's 26K. And Volron picks it up. So a beautiful, nice cross drop. But you can see that a stock Gneisenau is it's a rough experience. It's tough. I do get a nice solid pin for 4K. And, you know, I thought, okay, let's try and torp this guy. I came close. I came close to torping him. And I can't remember who gets the Aoba. So my gun around. I think I got the kill. Yeah, I did get the kill. And I aimed just a little bit ahead. I probably would have got that DD too, but it's whatever. Nobody's perfect. How's Mr. Bayard doing up there? He is, well, he's pretty low on health. Alabama's doing a really good job up there of tanking both those ships and putting all that fire on that Bayard. Really good job out there, man. Really good job, Sidelock. Really good job. You did a good job up there. Alabama's a good ship. A really good ship. I think Massey's just a tad bit better. But Alabama's a good ship. A solid ship. And I'm trying to help him, trying to get that kill. That way he can try to get out of there. Volron picks it up though. And at this point, we're heading to the evac zone. Alabama gets a beautiful salvo on that Nuremberg and just wipes it off the map. So, beautiful job. Beautiful job on his part. That was a good shot. Now, I know that the York's going to be showing up. I'm not leaving until that York's gone. Because it's going to be right in my path anyway. Torps all already aimed and loaded.
Reconnaissance reporting.
Ship pops up.
Enemy reinforcements reporting as
I aim as best as I can. It's not a perfect salvo, but I think that the torps will hit. 1, 2, 3. Front turret swing around, and we managed to secure the kill.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Alabama unfortunately goes down, but he did his job, which is really good on him. So good job, Sidelock. You helped kill the Baron. You slaughtered a Nuremberg. You did pretty good. So we end up with 220k in Agonize now. So a solid 4 stars on Operation Killer Well. Always very respectable. And you can tell I'm just not getting lucky on those last shots to kill that Baron. Just a Spurgeon saying no. So 224 final damage. Assistant. Get a little bit of free XP. That's always nice to pull that off. Top of the team with 1558. Volron is second with 1479. Bayard is 1291. Z31 1007, and then it just kind of goes down from there. Unfortunately, the CV's on the bottom, which is unfortunate, considering that this is the CV, any CV's home turf. The CV honestly should be at least in top 4 or top 5 at minimum on this map. This is the absolute textbook essential CV map. It's so easy. Tanked over 1 million damage, so that's always good. But not a bad match in a stock Gneisenau with very limited modules.